Right from the jump, notice how the judge is setting the stage. This isn't just a casual check-in, it's a competency and outpatient treatment hearing. Translation: the court is deciding if this defendant can be trusted outside of jail under strict supervision.
You're Jaylen Bob? Ma'am? You're
Yes,
Jaylen
ma'am.
Bob, huh?
Yes, sir.
With Mr. Adams, your attorney. Okay, what are we doing today? What are we doing?
Judge, you had asked us to come back developing treatment plan outpatient. So I got mental health phenotype people here today for purposes of the outpatient treatment. And I think that we can get that done. And I also have her family, aunt and uncle, who are going to be willing to make sure she gets to the treatment. And they kind of just want to tell you a little bit about what the individualized outpatient plan would be.
Okay, who's going to speak?
Caitlin.
And you are?
I am Caitlin Gillard. I work with Spindletop. I'm a qualified mental health professional.
Okay. Would you be working directly with this lady?
Me directly, no.
Okay.
So
somebody on your behalf.
Yes,
so.
sir.
Mhm. Go ahead. I had talked to some folks, I guess it was yesterday we had, or the day before, and with the Spindletop, and they were kind enough to work with us on this outpatient method that has been suggested based upon the competency determination by the psychiatrist. And what we just need is to make sure that everyone is aware and the court orders correctly in enough detail for everybody to follow it, the requirements that are going to be necessary. This is a violent.
Now here's where it gets serious. We learn this isn't the defendant's first rodeo. She's already been convicted of assaulting a public servant before. That's huge, because repeat offenses in violent cases normally shut the door on release. Yet the judge is still entertaining outpatient care. Risky move or compassionate justice? You decide.
Crime, assault on a peace officer. So very few people are released into the community when there's a violent crime charged. But in this case, and then the defendant has been convicted previously of assault on a public servant. One thing, Miss Bob, you assault a public servant again, we're not going to let you out. You understand? You're going to have to stay in jail until the trial. And then you don't want that. So you've got to follow the rules, which means don't assault anybody, much less officials. Okay? You understand? You have to speak out. So I know you're hearing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because that's the way you go to jail. And we don't want to go to jail, do we? I wouldn't. No. So the Spindletop facility will be helping you be the best you can be, making better choices, making sure that you understand and appreciate that if you make a bad choice or commit a crime, then there are consequences for it. And you understand that.
Yes, sir.
We all have to follow those rules. So what will we order Miss Bob to do here under her particular circumstances?
So normally what Spindletop does after this, we would take her to the hospital. The nurses would do what it is the nurses do, take her vitals, evaluate her, and then I would write my report. I'd recommend outpatient for her. And then afterwards, we get her scheduled with an intake, and an intake gets her connected to a caseworker, and then gets her connected to a doctor. And the caseworker kind of does the same thing at first. She interviews her, sees what she needs, connects her to resources. And then after that, when she gets connected to the doctor, he'll start talking to her about medication, dosages, and which ones work and which ones don't for her.
Okay. Couple of things. Making sure that you go to and from Spindletop. Where are you going to live?
The grandmother.
The grandmom? Your grandmother? Is that right, Miss Bob?
Yes.
What's your grandmother's name?
Roberta.
Roberta.
What's her last name?
Corbin.
Okay.
Corbin.
Corbin. Roberta.
Lover, like a
L-A.
L-A. L-O.
LOV.
Help me out.
One more time.
LOU. LOU.
Lou. Okay. Like Louise.
Correct.
L-O-U. And
BERTHA.
what is her address?
7460 Tram Road. I'm sorry, 7640 Tram Road.
What's your final answer?
7640 Tram Road.
Good. Okay. I wanted to make sure you said it twice.
Did you catch that back and forth over the grandmother's address? The judge makes her repeat it twice. That's not nitpicking, it's precision. In legal terms, the court is locking down the exact residence because if she's not there, or if she slips, law enforcement needs zero confusion about where to find her.
That's in Beaumont.
Correct. Beaumont, Texas, 77713.
Yeah, that's where Miss Bob will live?
Yes,
And
sir.
okay. Is that going to make you happy living with her? Yeah, I always was happy when I stayed with my grandmother. That was always a good time. But this is very important. You have to follow the rules. Okay, and don't commit crimes.
Not.
Okay, don't assault people. And you're going to have to take your medicine regularly that the spinal top people will diagnose that you need to take and prescribe for you. You also must show up at the meetings at the spindle top facility at a regular fashion that we're going to talk about here in a little bit, but you have to be there. And you don't drive, but your grandmother would take you?
They're gonna take it.
Or who's going to transport her?
My mother-in-law doesn't drive, so we'll be responsible for getting her there.
Who is that? What is your name?
Rikisha Peets.
RIKISHA, Pete, P-E-T-E.
Relation.
Her aunt.
What was the last name?
Pete, P-E-T-E. And then her uncle is to her left, well, my left. Michael Corbin, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, Corbin, C-O-R-B-I-N. And that's uncle. So I got uncle and aunt here.
How are you the uncle and aunt to Miss Bob?
Fiance.
And that's my sister daughter.
Okay, this is your sister?
My sister daughter.
Oh, it's your niece.
That's my niece.
Okay, and how are you?
That's my fiance.
They're a
Okay.
couple.
But you're not blood related to the defendant.
I'm the
Okay, but y'all aren't married. You know, I do weddings.
That's a lot of pressure, Judge.
doing it right now.
You're not suggesting it now, are you, Your Honor?
And here's a curveball. The hearing veers into comedy territory when the judge jokes about doing weddings after 30 years of engagement. It's lighthearted, but don't miss the subtext. He's really testing the family's stability. Because in cases like this, family support is the backbone of rehabilitation.
Any day's just as good as another.
Yes.
Over 30 years.
Oh.
You wouldn't want to rush a wedding, would you? 30 years. Huh? You're still thinking about it? Are you? All right. Well, every relationship has its own timing. I'm going to order, though, that y'all who, Mr. Corbin and Miss Pete, who have accepted the responsibility of transporting her, that's going to be, she can't do it herself. So for this to work, y'all are going to have to step in when necessary, and you're going to have to work with the Spindletop people on the timing of everything so you get the time when Miss Bob needs to be there for her help and assistance. Okay. That's the only way this can work, is everybody kind of rowing the boat. We all have an oar to work for this boat to move forward and get to the safe harbor where Miss Bob can be helped properly. So how often does Miss Bob need to, what is our timing on her attendance at Spindletop? And you know where Spindletop is located?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Her time for her.
How often is she going to need to be present and attend at the Spindletop for the assistance?
It depends on what the caseworker recommends.
We're going to have an initial meeting, I guess, and then they'll work something out from there.
Yes, sir.
All right.
If I understand, intake's going to give some kind of plan, Judge, and what I was
We
going
need to
to,
get the plan, a copy of it,
Okay.
that's what I was going to ask,
and
is
then
that,
it needs to go to the family, including.
The family will have to be present.
Will be present?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So everybody knows together, and
I would ask that that just be made a part of the record so that Your Honor has a copy of that, Judge.
of what?
Whatever the comprehensive plan is, it's
You'll
going to,
put in writing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yeah, we can get a copy of that. When is a meeting, an initial meeting planned for all of this?
So I would get with her family and see what their available days are, and then whatever time and day that they're available, I'll coordinate with our intake services, and then I'll get them scheduled.
How much time are we talking about getting this going, do you think? Weeks, not months?
Oh, no, not months.
Mhm.
Either within this week or the next one.
Okay, because I want to have a resetting in like 4 weeks, just to make sure everything's working right.
Oh.
And
It'll definitely be
we're moving
before
forward in the
4
right direction,
Yes, sir.
which should give everybody enough time to get a system in place and to see how it works.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What else?
I think that's
All right. So the court's going to make some findings that it is in the best interest of the defendant that she is released, will be on home confinement with her grandmother, Libertha Carbon, 7640 Tram Road, Beaumont, Texas, 77713. And that, does Miss Corbin have a vehicle? Does she?
We take her. She doesn't drive.
Okay. So also assisting in this plan will be her uncle, Michael Corbin. And your address, sir?
10355 Dusty Lane.
You're going to have to say that again.
10355 Dusty.
How do you, Dustin?
Dusty.
Is it like D-U-S-T-I-N?
D-U-N-T-Y.
D-U-N-T-Y.
D-U-S-T-Y.
Oh, like Dusty, like a dusty trail in the west.
Correct.
Dusty Trail in the Wood.
Dusty. And is it
Oh, my check. 7771.
is it a dusty road or dusty lane?
Right.
And again, the zip is 7713.
713.
Okay. And Miss Pete lives at the same address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Uncle Michael Corbin will also be assisting in ensuring, along with Miss Rakisha Pete's assistance, who is in a romantic relationship with Mr. Corbin. And they live at 10355 Dusty Lane in Beaumont, Texas. They will ensure that the defendant, Jaylen Bob, is transported to and from the Spindletop Center for her appointments in a regular fashion. And if unable to get that accomplished for whatever reason, that Spindletop is made aware. Because if she doesn't show up for a hearing or a meeting with the Spindletop people for the assistance, then Spindletop needs to inform the court so that the court can find out what happened and why, because it's important you make all these meetings. That's important as a condition of your release, so that you will, and you're going to be living at 10355?
7640 Tram Road.
She'll be living with Miss Corbin Libertha at 7640 Tram Road, Beaumont, Texas. That's where you will live and stay. And then Mr. Corbin and Miss Pete will help transport you back and forth to Spindletop for your treatment. Do you understand? How often do you think that treatment's going to occur?
How often?
Yes, ma'am. About
About
weekly, monthly,
weekly, probably not. So when she gets
bi-weekly, maybe.
when she gets her medication, most of the time the doctors prescribe it like within 3 months, every 3 months, maybe she'll get her medication depending on the doctor's plan. But meeting with a caseworker would depend on the caseworker.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll work that out. She brought up something, medication. You are required as a condition of your release to take your medication properly.
This is one of the most critical conditions, medication compliance. The judge spells it out. Miss your meds and your freedom evaporates. Why? Because untreated mental illness plus a violent history equals a recipe for disaster. The court is essentially saying, we'll give you freedom, but only if science is part of the deal.
As prescribed by the medical officials. Do you understand? If it's a pill or syrup, whatever, in the right fashion that you're prescribed, you have to do that, or someone needs to make sure that that is accomplished. Mr. Corbin or Miss Pete or Libertha Corbin, whoever's going to be with her when she has to take the medicine. But you have to do that. And if you fail to take the medicine properly as prescribed, that could result in your revocation of your freedom and you could be stuck in jail. We don't want that. So it's important you take your medication properly, that you attend the Spindletop Center when the treatment is required and you get there timely, and that you stay at 7640 Tram Road with your grandmother, and that you work with Michael Corbin, your uncle, and Rakisha Pete, who will be transporting you to and from the Spindletop Center. Do you understand? All of those are important that you follow. What are we missing? Is there a T that hadn't been crossed here?
Your Honor, one thing that would facilitate a smooth transition is if Mrs. Jaylen would be willing to sign a waiver to allow her family to be part of her treatment plan. Therefore, Spindletop can share information with the family and coordinate delivery and transportation, as well as medication management.
Okay.
Ms. Jaylen would
well, who's going to prepare that?
Sir?
Who's going to prepare that document?
That will be done at the first intake. She'll have that opportunity to see who wants to be on her treatment plan.
All right. The only problem with that is, can Mr. Adams be present and also sign off on that? Her attorney. Remember, she's been declared incompetent.
Correct.
She can sign all the documents she wants. How effective that is without others signing on to it is, how enforceable it is without like a legal assistance signing it because it is in her best interests. She's really not capable of appreciating what may be in her best interest right now under the circumstances she exists, which we hope changes for the much better soon. But that written documentation is ordered to be signed with the assistance and affirmance of Mr. Adams as her attorney, who is also working in her best interest. What else? What other orders do we need? All right. Okay. Then.
Did we just do a memo to the...
Notice this safeguard. The defendant can't just walk free. She must be released into the custody of a mental health deputy. That's courtroom insurance right there. No gaps, no confusion. The state hands her directly into treatment, like passing the baton in a relay race.
Jail saying release into custody of Spindletop?
Yes, to a mental health deputy. They cannot be released except to a mental health deputy. You put my name on it if you like, and we will pick her up from there and transition her to the hospital.
Okay.
What else? Is anything else needs to be added here in this hearing?
Nothing.
I'll have a written order prepared on this too. Okay, I think it looks like you may be released here pretty soon. The next hearing I want 4 weeks. Like
321.
4 weeks, that's fine.
321.
321, March 21st.
That'd be fine.
Okay.
And then Miss Wilson was just the last one. She's here.
Is that a different case?
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
She's,
All right.
she's the one talking to Mr. Dennis.
Okay.
She's here.
We'll take care of it.
And that's the last one.
Who is it?